Welcome everybody, how's it going? Chris here to another installment of the Famicom Cave. Today what I'm going to show you guys is a bunch of games all related to one another and share with you kind of my experience with them and you know, growing up and so forth. So yeah, basically just a haul video today. So I'm going to start with an early classic here, and as you guys know, if you've been watching my Famicom Cave, I've been getting a lot of Japanese games, hence why I'm calling the series Famicom. So we'll start with this one right here. The text version here of the Famicom cart. Donkey Kong, the classic. And for convenience, I already got it attached to my pin converter. So you see there, it's the text, but it does say right there on the pulse line, Donkey Kong in English. So from 1981. Yeah, so there you go. So a classic. Really didn't play this one too much. Of course, I was born in '82. It was the late '80s by the time I was playing games. Mostly started with Mario, but I did eventually start playing this one as well too. That was definitely a classic back then. So just for some background, we'll pop that into the Nintendo. Let you guys see and hear some Donkey Kong. So while I go through the rest of the haul and we'll bask in the glow of the Nintendo neon sign. I wanted to get some Super Famicom games. One, as I've said before, usually a lot cheaper to get the Japanese versions. Even importing them, sometimes it's a lot cheaper. Basically, for one of the lots that I got here, for the next, 4 games, it was the same price to import those as it would have been to get one of the North American releases, pretty much. So, yeah, and it could still play on those systems. So we'll show you here Super Donkey Kong, the Famicom version, right? So these are my first Super Famicom games. You know, I've been getting the Famicom games, gotten a couple of 64 games. So these are the first Super Famicom games, and a great series because you can play these without any text, just great platformers, and they handle really well. So I was playing a few of these with my son, and just great, really felt great getting back into these. So this I'll tell you guys is one of my games that I actually played a lot. So this was in '94. I don't know if that was the same, probably the same as the North American release. But I played this one a lot, and even though I said I started Donkey Kong, or Super Mario pretty much, right, when I was a kid, just about like everybody else, I did play probably Donkey Kong more eventually than Mario when growing up. I ended up getting the Donkey Kong Super NES pack. I still have the box up there, up in the closet. So I played this one a lot. Donkey Kong Countries. I played the other ones too, usually by rent, but I owned the copy of this one. Unfortunately, that cartridge is gone. Another one of the games that was stolen from my parents' place. I wonder if you guys had any of that problem growing up. I know a few other people have. It seemed to be a thing because it's very hard to come by games or get your parents to buy them, things like that. For me, a lot of family members stole a lot of my stuff. So, and even years ago, as a grown up, I still had some stuff stored at my mother's place. And when I go back to retrieve some stuff, some other family members had rifled through the stuff, and unbeknownst to anybody, had stolen a bunch of my stuff. So, yeah, if you guys have any similar stories, let me know about that. But yeah, so it was great to get this one back. It felt really great to play this one. And this was one that, I had to beat 101%, get all the bananas, truly completed it. It was really good. So let's see, put that there. Next one up here, as if you've probably seen a theme going on here, here's Super Donkey Kong 2. So this one I played by rent or by friends. I was able to get this one. So there you go, front and back. So introducing a new character, Dixie, and she's a pretty good character with her hair twirl and floating. It was pretty good. Kind of stuck to the same sort of formula as the first one. well, all the platformers kind of do, but they all had some things different. But of course, Diddy and Dixie it was actually pretty good. Yeah, so there's 90. What did it was released in '95? It says here. There. Okay, move over, Junior. So the next one, if you probably noticed, there's actually a note about Donkey Kong number 2. In this case, it's actually Super Putty in here, and in the Super Putty is my Donkey Kong Country 2. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, I'll be sharing some information on an upcoming Famicom video and putting my 2 cents in about Japanese, North American video game playing. Yeah, so there's 2, and then of course, Super Donkey Kong 3. I can't remember what the new character was. I think it was Baby Kong, and this was I think one of the only ones that he was in as well too. My son really liked playing the Baby Kong. Like when you got the characters, you could use your other character when you're playing, but for it to be the lead character, your one character would have to die, and then it would switch to the other character. So he kept trying to kill, like if he was with Dixie, he tried to keep killing Dixie first, so he can get to Baby Kong. And then when you come back, whoever you played with last becomes the lead, so then Baby would start off, and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, fairly good as well, too. Changed the format a little bit. Just a little bit more interaction with the map, but gameplay still pretty much the same. There we go. So those 3 came in one lot. Here's another one for the N64. I haven't actually tested it out yet, but I've tested all these ones. But it still looks pretty nice and clean. So from '99, here we go, DK64. And so a story about this one. When I got the N64, it was another Donkey Kong bundle pack that I had gotten. So it came with the yellow cart actually. And which was one of my favorite games and most played games, another game that I really had to go through and 100%. So during this time with Super Nintendo 64, I was actually playing a heck of a lot of Donkey Kong, and it was really a lot of fun. One of the best games here too. And what was neat about DK64 was you had to end up playing the original classic in 64. I remember near the end there was a stage where to get a key to get into another door, you had to play Donkey Kong the original. But as I recall, they had it in 2 parts. There was, the normal way. You had to beat it once, and I think it was only with 1 life, as I recall, to get the key. But then there was I think if you did it again or something, if you beat it again, then you got some kind of bonus banana. I think that's what it was. Haven't played it in a long time, but I think that's what it was. So at that particular time, when this came out, '99, I never played the classic very much, so it was actually really hard, and trying to get through it in 1 life was really difficult too at that time, so I really became accustomed to playing the classic version. So now I can at least get through, the levels. There's only three stages, and then every time you pass 3 stages, over here it says L, and then the number, so that's the level. So every time you pass the 3 stages, then it goes up a level, and over here is your counting for your men. But yeah, just the game, of course, is just to get the highest score, basically. So yeah, I really got accustomed to it, and I'd say I'm fairly good, at least in playing the classic. But this was great. This was the first kind of a 3D world of 64. Another game that was stolen from my stuff that was stored, and I eventually want to get it back because I have the box. I have the Jungle Green N64, so I eventually do want to get the yellow game pack, the North American release. But again, another game that you can play through that you really don't need, that I wouldn't need. I played it quite a bit back in the day. That I really don't need any Japanese or English text to understand and to complete the game. So there you go. So here's that, which is going to lead us up into the final one here, and why I'm kind of doing this now, and why I got these Donkey Kong games. As you see, I don't have everything, but I have some of the best games here, I think, from the Donkey Kong series. And recently I picked this up, the Wii U version. Oh, I guess there is only a Wii U version, but Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. And in the past, I've played the GameCube games, mostly just again by rental. You know, the bongos. What was it? Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Those things. But when Donkey Kong Country Returns came to the Wii, I was of course doing a lot of gaming with my son, and he's more of a Mario person. You know, Mario player, which are just tremendously great games. So I really kind of bypassed. I thought it was kind of neat for nostalgia when I first kind of saw it, but never played it. So bypassed the Donkey Kong Country Returns, and ended up getting this when it came out. So there are some issues with this one for me. I have not played, like I said, I didn't play the Donkey Kong Country Returns, so I don't know how that one feels. But I'll say it's an okay, but I would not recommend this one for family play, really, or for younger kids, even though it does say E for everyone. But, yeah, no, it's really not. I mean, Logan played a couple stages with me. We tried the two-player. That was really confusing and hard. To try to keep both players on the screen at the same time. And the difficulty for, you know, this is just insane right from the first friggin' level. I gotta say, a good thing is, yes, it's kind of a classic platformer. So if you like the old Donkey Kongs, you might be able to get into this easy, but still the difficulty right from the get-go, it doesn't even slowly, you know, ramp it up or anything like that. Right from the first level, the first boss just gives you incredible difficulty, so I take away points for that. Like, no ramping it up, no, you know, getting into it, learning how to, you know, better your skills as you go or anything like that. And the controls, Donkey Kong feels a little sometimes either slippery or slow because, like in the Mario games, there was kind of the fast button, right? You hold down the Y or you know, in Super Nintendo, you'd hold down the Y and jump with B. So in the classics, the other Donkey Kong countries, you would get that. But in this one, you don't. You just have one speed, one jump. If you do want to go faster, you have to do a roll, so which doesn't involve the Y button, but you have to do a roll, which can either, you know, put you too fast ahead or, you know, wouldn't be able to control the timing of your jump and things like that. And slowing down too, it's not very quick. He slows down. It seems to very just kind of slows down molasses, and he's kind of got to, you know, speed back up to make his jump. So I didn't like that. So there's a few things that I don't like about this game, and it's really got to play this one alone. I do recommend that. You got to be a more advanced gamer. The reward system so far, I'm not seeing much reward out of passing these levels, and it's quite frustrating. I was yelling and swearing, and you can't handle this one probably for myself. I can't handle playing it for maybe a couple levels if I can get them. Maybe half an hour, you know, of playing the game or something like that. You are going to die over and over and over and over again. There is a system, though, which might help me as I go along, as I get more used to it. There's a way to pick up or buy extra hearts, you know, extra lives, an invincibility potion, things like that. So you might have to get more used to those to further yourself in the game. So there's good and bad about this game, but just to pick up and play straight away might be a little difficult for you. So that's that, you guys. That's my my Famicom haul here. All the Donkey Kong games. That's pretty much all the games in the Donkey Kong line I want to get. Maybe the Donkey Kong Country Returns. Let me guys know your thoughts on that if you've played. Let me know your guys' thoughts on all these, in general, the whole Donkey Kong series. What was your experience with it? Which one do you guys like the best? Are there any other pickups for the Donkey Kong series that you would recommend to me? And I would enjoy that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you all later. See ya.